Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is JJ Wilson. I'm going to continue my reviews on the side manga Gangsta Cursed. I left off with the prologue in chapter 1. I finished that up a couple days ago. So if you want to, you can go by and check that out first before hearing about this review, which is in the middle of the volume 1, chapter 2. And on chapter 2, we start off with the second destroyers. You know, we last left off, they were about to fight a pack of Twilights from the guild, the Palkley guild, and they easily kill those guys off pretty easy. And one of the Twilights tries to come up, and he's trying to get to the phone. He's like, I gotta call Sir. So when I saw that, I'm thinking Sir is probably Gina Palkley. I'm guessing who Sir is, since Gina Palkley is not a man. But her subordinates are calling her Sir anyway, so I'm hoping that's the case. That'd be pretty funny if Sir really is Gina Palkley. That'd be hilarious. And so in response to hearing about what happened, we go to Bastard, and Galahad's in Bastard. He's talking to some more members of the guild, because he's part of that guild too, and he finds out what happens. And so now they're basically saying, yeah, we got everything completed. Galahad's saying, yeah, everything's complete. You know, we have plenty of beds for all the civilian Twilights to come in here to hide from all the carnage that's going on outside. And then he hangs up the phone. He tells his boss, Luca Cristiano, about what's going on. And in response to that, Luca is ready to go. Like, all right, we know what we need to do now. We need to go out here and help these folks out. So let's go. And Galahad's looking at him like, are you tripping, man? What's wrong with you? You're one of the forefathers. You're normal. You can't help us out here. And, you know, and this goes to show you Luca Cristiano is a stand-up man. He's very honorable. You know, he's not like the other forefathers. Like he cares about the well-being of humanity, no matter if it's a normal or a Twilight. So he's just been telling Galahad, like, hey, listen, man, you want me to? I'm not about to do desk work. I'm not about to do that mess. You know, fuck Twilights and all that crap about them, and, you know, all that hatred that goes along with it. You know, we're trying to help these people out. We're trying to help Twilights and normals. Anybody that's good and goodwill, we're gonna help them out no matter what. And you know, Lucas said, let's go. You know, we need to get going. And Galahad can't help but smile back, like, yep, he's that kind of guy. He's that honorable guy we all know and love. And so we go back to A Street, and then we see that Beretta is asking Maverick, can she go back to the area where she left off with Stryker? She's trying to find Stryker. So she's getting permission from Maverick. Maverick's like, yes, you can go get him. And then she calls out for Spies, who's Marco, you know, the main protagonist of this whole thing. And Spies is like, yeah, these guild members, they're surprisingly weak. Like, I thought they were going to be strong, but they actually suck. You know, Maverick smiles back in response, and then all of a sudden Mini-Me says he smells more Twilights coming. He smells more of their scent, because Twilights have a special scent. And so he's seeing them, and all of a sudden they get attacked from behind, and the person that we see is another member of the guild, and this is a little teenage girl here, and she's very, very cocky. She comes in, she damn near kills them both, but they managed to dodge the attack. So she's using like throwing knives, and her ranking is a class A, rank 3. So she's a higher up Twilight. And then Spies is like, let me take this girl on. You know, he goes at, he tries to fight her, and all of a sudden he gets blindsided by another Twilight from the guild, a large man by the name of Chester. And this guy here, he's ranked A0, so he's really up there. He's one of the strongest A classes on their guild, I guess. And so Maverick and Mini-Me see that, and they thought he was down. Spies was down, so they tried to go help him. And then next thing you know, gunshots hit in the middle of the street, trying to block their path. And they look up, and there's 2 more guild members. And one of them is a guy with a huge club that he uses for a fighting weapon. And then he's standing next to a woman who has a machine gun, and she was shooting at Maverick and Mini-Me. And turns out later on you're gonna see what her special ability is. So it's those two up on the roof, And then Mini-Me is still looking on the rooftop, and then another guy comes in, another guild member with a bandana on top of his head. He's kind of looking like Zoro off One Piece. They got a similar look about him when they put the headband on him. So this Joker almost kills Mini-Me, but he's able to dodge that attack, and he takes out his blades too. And then and this bandana guy, he's ranked A2. His class rank is A, and then rank 2. So he's looking at Mini-Me, is like, yeah, I like them blades, man. When I kill you, I'm gonna take them. And then Spies is able to recover from his latest attack, and he goes ahead and he tries to get back at the girl again because she was talking a lot of shit. And so they start fighting off again, and then Chester intervenes and he stops him. And unfortunately, Maverick, seeing that they got to go against 5 different Twilights here, they got to go against 5 high-class members of the guild, she basically decides that, hey, we need to split up. We can't fight these guys together like this. We got to split up so we can even our chances of winning. So she's telling Mini-Me and Spies, hey, let's meet up later. And all of a sudden, she jumps on top of the roof using her, and we see her special ability there. She can jump really high. And the next scene, Beretta does find Stryker, and he just killed another Twilight. And so she's really happy to see him, and she's got the hots for him and all that shit. And then yeah, Stryker, yeah, let's go play some more, man. I feel like messing some more shit up. And so the next scene, Spies, he's still fighting off with this little girl and Chester, the large guy, who kind of has like a scar over his eye. He's like, I guess he's missing an eye or whatever. So they're fighting, and this Chester guy, he showcases his strength right here. He almost punches Spies, and he ends up missing him by hitting the wall. And all of a sudden, he's dragging his arm through the wall, tearing up the bricks, trying to get Spies. And he eventually does not get him, but Spies is like, that's not a normal arm he's got. Let me see what I can do to it. So he uses his wires to cut the arm, and he eventually does cut off the arm, but it turns out it's a prosthetic arm. Chester has a prosthetic arm that he uses in battle. And Spies is like, what the hell? And then, but he gets blindside kicked by the little girl, the A3 rank Twilight. He gets sidekicked by her. And so, and then, yeah, in response to that, the girl is like, hey Chester, why are you holding back against this dude? You know you can do better than this. There's no need to hold back. And then we cut to another scene with Mini-Me. He's running off. He's trying to find another area to get away from the previous fight. But then that bandana guy chases him. And he ends up stopping Mini-Me. But then Mini-Me senses another pack of Twilights nearby. And he's not even trying to fight this dude at first, which I thought was unusual. And so Mini-Me eventually gets to the pack of Twilights, and he almost kills him. He's about to use his gloves to burn him up, burn him to a crisp, roast him. And then the bandana guy, he stops in between the Twilights and Mini-Me. He ends up saving him. He tells him to get away. And then the bandana dude's like, hey, you gotta fight me before you can think about killing off anybody else. And then it cuts back to where Maverick jumps on top of the roof to deal with the last 2 Twilights, the large guy with the club, and then the tan woman with the machine gun. And so it turns out the guy with the club, his rank is also A0. I can't really remember what the woman was, but that doesn't really matter. So they start the fight, and in the middle of the fight, Maverick, she slashes a sword against the guy, and then the man using his club, he blocks it. But then unfortunately the woman, Maverick forgets all about the woman, and she ends up punching on the side, and it stuns her. And she's like, what the hell? How did I get stunned? And then all of a sudden this woman, she starts ground pounding Maverick basically, so she couldn't get back up for a moment. And so the guy's looking at her, and she's like, man, who the hell is this girl? Like, who are her parents? She's not your average chick. And so in response to that, Maverick is able to get out of the way because the club guy is about to kill her. He's about to take his club, and he's almost smashing her head in. and she's able to get away for a moment there. And then the guy's like, man, we gotta do something about her. And then basically he notices that Maverick is still, you know, she's trying to recover from that latest attack from that girl. And he's like, yeah, you shouldn't push yourself too hard, little girl. And then Maverick is like, hey, you shouldn't underestimate me. And like, flattery won't get you anywhere. And then back down on the street level with Spies, he's not doing so hot. He ends up getting attacked by Chester, man. Chester's having his way. He eventually punches him with his prosthetic arm. Spies is bleeding out of the mouth. And then finally the girl is able to subdue him. And so she's asking Spies like, hey, who are you? Who sent you? You're a hunter, so why do you have to kill off Twilights and things like that? And Spies tells her like, hey, you're enemies. Twilights are enemies and they gotta be destroyed. And the girl's like, man, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that, miss. But it's like, yeah, I admire your guts, but you're fucking crazy. You're insane. And Spies is like, the crazy ones are you. And then he gets really mad, and this is like the line of the whole chapter here. He's like, don't try to act human, monster. And then the girl gets pissed off about that, and basically she tells Spies like, you don't know anything about us. And then she tries to kill him by using her throwing knife to stab him. She's like, I hate normals and hunters. I hate them. And then all of a sudden the girl gets hit. She gets sidekicked and she's sent flying. And then she eventually hits the ground real hard. And then Spies looks over to his right and he sees Stryker and Beretta. Stryker just saved his life because he almost died right there. And then Stryker's real happy that he sees these two new Twilights come in and they're pretty strong. He's like, yeah, I see we're having a lot of fun here. I want to count me in. I'm ready to fight. Let's do this. And so yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So yeah, it looks like Strike and Spies, we get to see the familiarity with the two with that scene right there. So Spies kind of owes Stryker one with that save, you know, from almost getting killed. And so that's the end of chapter 2. We got with that link that I put on the description box for that last review, there should be 2 more chapters in there after this one, because I know this is not the end of this volume. So I'm gonna go ahead and review the chapter 3, and then I'll also review chapter 4, and then I'll check you guys later. Make sure to rate, comment, or subscribe. Peace.